like the Infinity Gauntlet coming all together at once as the Stones collide in these matches. These teams have won it all. It's win. It's go home for Envy. Let's see.
It's war though, and the Canucks immediately dive here with the last stand. Huge first pick as Vess.
Oh, there's a hashtag I gotta put on this. Whatever. Let me see something. Let me see something.
Every single cue, everybody being pressed, as we like to say here, as both teams throwing up both strategies to keep things alive. Vess still has that eye of Agamotto, though. Can't get things going. Monster Hill coming out zealous, so traded with Cal. That's a huge pick to get the momentum. Cooper now trading with a window. Overtime clock is on. Envy is out at the moment. Envy, again, looking empty, but they have to push it a far way. They're going to get the portal lock up here on the main doors. We've seen this a lot. Try to slow things down. They're going to get a little bit of peeking here. What are they going to do? And most importantly, Vicky, what path are they going to take to close off?
Kidnap ABC, just waiting out that one last straggler, trying to isolate at least two members right there at the very same time. Good timing on the portal to look behind them here just to make sure. You can really see Alios looking beyond. The rest of Envy, though, have cycled around through that tunnel here over to the side corridor and are looking to re-engage with some ultimates.
They haven't been able to yet. Can they stop Energy? This one last dance of the Butterflies. No Speedery. Their MVP is going down. That's a huge pick early. We are getting the pushback, though. They stopped the Agamotto from Vess. That's massive for momentum. We do have Month here ready, getting close.
What's good, Lunatic? How you doing? Hi, Grandpa. Am I still in your well? That's crazy. No. You got taken out. Do better. I'm doing all right, bro. Where you been? What you been up to? I've never watched esports for Marvel Rivals, so I'm so curious.
One of these Ludus knows is going to lose the show. There's only a sliver yet. Right now, Cal is slicing. He's dicing. Get the job done. We have Energy coming back here. Spider-Man trying to get things together. Envy is the emotion, but victory is the result. They get things interesting. It's now 2-1.
They said, are you not entertained? We got a show on our hands. We ain't going down.
Jesus Christ.
To what FlyQuest was trying to attempt.
Trying to make that money. I feel you. Shout out the economy. No, I feel you. You're going into a retirement home soon, yes.
Great job, both teams. Look at these stats. They look ridiculous. Looks like my career stats on the characters. Insane job.
Looking on the other side here too, Speedery once again, 15 final hits, alongside that with Cal with 14 final hits. But the swap-ups of desperation that we saw from FlyQuest there, whether it be the Spider-Man, the Venom at some points there too, but losing those two crucial fights that they got pushed to their spawn after they got the payload moving, finally was very detrimental, honestly, with the way that they just ran out of their time bank before that second checkpoint.
I'm so confused how...
Just on the Speedery show there for majority of it, and it showed. We saw into the stats and the clutchness, though, but every single role stepped it up. It was a bit rough there on the offensive push, but the Vanguard...
I hate that I started watching this in the middle of the game, though, because it would have made so much more sense before it. What have I been up to? You know... Nothing. I hate that that's the answer, but, like, nothing. I was on a call with my brother earlier today where he was literally like, hey, man, it's been a while. How you been? What you been up to? I was like, nothing, bro. Like, I legit have just been doing my work-sleep cycle and just doing the grind, you know? Posting clips, hoping something eventually hits the algorithm correctly, and then going back to sleep and hoping that continues the next day and the next day and the next day. And I just... living a heavy life of monotony currently.
Just really step it up here on that last play. And again, yeah, you make a great point there. I think we could see similar strategies. The bands, the picks, that remained about the same here. As
Casualty. There's no... They don't use the term deaths. I've never actually seen that. Right, because no, there's no kills. There's just KO. There's knockouts, casualties, and assists. Interesting.
And that's together with Month, who had so many clutch invisible boundary moments, especially at the end, staying alive just to get it when you're so close and everybody is blowing up their ultimates. You want to try to get desperately there. Month had gotten there, but man, we gotta give out our hands.
So I know 100 Thieves is already at the top of their group and goes to playoffs, I think.
Honestly, like I just love watching
I have to look at the. Okay, let me look at this really quick.
playing day in, day out, thousands of hours
Marvel Rivals Ignite.
level. It's where this really shines in esports again being born.
Let's see how this works. Okay, 5 regions, 1 champion. That's fine. This is the Americas.
The playoffs and more money, and the other team is gonna be sent packing. Guys.
Right. This is stage 1, split 1. No, we've gone through both splits. Never mind. 3 million prize pool? Where do you fuckers get this money? Actually, no, people buy a lot of cosmetics. So if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, so they're in the lower bracket now. Yeah, so 100 Thieves ran the upper bracket. Envy and FlyQuest are playing through the lower bracket. Oh, so it's just a winner and losers bracket. Upper, lower. Okay, cool. Which then means, right, whoever comes out of this game plays 100 Thieves to go to what is the next series? Right? I don't think that was explained clearly. Cuz then we got to go to playoffs, no? Oh, no, so they make it out of the region. And then what, there's 5 teams? Okay, hold on. Welcome to the 2025 season of Marvel Rivals Ignite. Get ready for an exhilarating tournament featuring new factions, innovative formats. I don't know if that song is DMCA safe. Don't worry, we've got all the information. Cool. 5 regions: Americas, EMEA, China, Asia, Oceania. Okay, qualifiers, right? Chance have to qualify by going to group stage, right? Where the top half advances to regional playoffs and the bottom half is eliminated. Okay, so it's qualifiers, then regionals, and then invitational? The way this is explained is absolutely abysmal. Okay, cool. The top 4 teams from each group advance to the playoffs. Okay, so what? I'm guessing there's an invitation. My bad. There's the stage 1 and the stage 1 winner. There's playoffs, and then the grand finals winner for playoffs? Because if I'm understanding this, yeah, stage 1 is 4 teams. So at lowest, 100 Thieves can get second. At lowest, right now, FlyQuest and Envy are playing for... What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused right now. Oh, because there's a Group A and a Group B. Today is Group A. And the top 2 in Group A come out and go, and the top of Group B go. If I'm understanding this. Yes, okay. Qualifiers, there's 8 teams, which is stage 1. The top 4 play out in playoffs. Dog, this is so poorly explained.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Envy versus FlyQuest. You've got the
So,
point sharing, but now it could be the comeback. And I've got
Teams are divided into 2 groups. Each group plays a double eliminations. The top 4 from each group advance to playoffs. So then playoffs would theoretically be the top 4 of this versus the top 4 of this, which play out to a grand final. And then the top team from America goes to where? Dog, this is so poorly explained. Like, I am not understanding this at all. I wish somebody would explain this playoff bracket for me. Okay, so there are eight teams in the qualifiers. Those 4 teams play and beat the hell out of each other to then go into the invitational. I'm so confused. They protected Johnny? Really? Which means the team has to be playing something Johnny related. That's so surprising to me. Which means it's either a Storm or a Fantastic Four comp, I would assume. Because why else would you play Johnny? There's really no other reason. Because protecting it means you have to want to play it, right? I think one of the things that Marvel Rivals may have like a more interesting comparative like strategy to in relation to like Overwatch is that one person does not necessarily have to play an entire role the entire time. Like your tank guy is always your tank guy in Overwatch, but your tank guy could suddenly then become a DPS if that's something he plays effectively for a different composition. Or, you know, it just depends on people and their pocket picks and what they want to actually throw out. But I've actually never seen anything esports related for this. So this is an entirely new experience to hopefully see what official, quote unquote, Marvel Rivals looks like. Okay, so yeah, if you're protecting it, you have to play it. But is that going to play into a comp, or are you just playing it in general? Yeah, okay, I thought so. What's up, Schlag? What's hanging, man? How you been? Or how's it hanging? Excuse me. What's hanging is a crazy response. You know, I think the pick ban method that is being proposed now is so much better because one, it gives you the opportunity to target more heroes specifically that your team doesn't want to deal with, and it gives you the opportunity to play some stuff that your team does want to play. And you kind of have to deal with the opportunity of, oh, I really want to play this, or, oh, I really don't want to play against this, because they also have protects. Has this been going on for a bit? Did it just start? This has been on for, I think, an hour-ish, maybe an hour and a half. This is game 4. FlyQuest versus Envy. Oh, they brazy at the game? I just started watching too. So like the funny thing is, as long as you've been in here, I've only been like maybe in here twice as long, to be honest with you. And last match, I think this game does fall victim a little bit to. This game falls a little victim to like there's so much fucking happening particle effect wise on screen that it can get very confusing. Like, I haven't seen anything insanely impressive, but I also have not seen a lot very clearly. Because, bro, when you get into a team fight and the fucking Luna Snow ultimate is active, it is just madness on screen. You do see a lot of like interesting like optimization things. So like for instance, the immediate example right here is like intertwining your auto attacks with your shield, but then also jumping because it makes you a harder target to hit. Like, all of these are things that make sense because you really have to optimize as a pro player, but as a, as a regular player, I would probably never recommend somebody like actively do this because it's not going to make that much of an effect for them versus like the, professional player. Oh yeah, I can't see shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is purely because a lot of how most of, I would say, the characters in this work, it's a lot of flicking. There's not really much tracking except for, Punisher, who again is the meta fully supports like burst damage. It's not really a damage over time meta, right? Because burst healing, you got to blast. Healing so strong, you got to blast people so fast. So doing damage over time is a stupid concept, unless it's a character like Wolverine who chunks out massive amounts of damage over time because it's a percent health thing, not a. You get what I'm saying. So like watching this comparatively, like people are just zipping and your neck is just locking at whatever target you see for the next couple seconds, and then it gets kind of like jittery. Was that an Ultron I saw? Yeah, in esports, Ultron. I think Valorant does not fall victim to the same issue because Valorant is intentionally strategic and slower paced. Oh, that would have been cool. Like watching that entire round, I could not tell. Well, I mean, outside of watching this Wolverine absolutely dog walking their team, I could not tell you what was happening the rest of the round. And I don't know. I never watched Overwatch, like professional games either. So I don't know. I don't know what would make this look, except for making this a slower game. I don't know what would make this look more smooth and interesting to watch. Because Valorant, it's easy. VCT is on right now. Top-down views? Yeah, they're top-down views. They have, what's the word? They queue into it every once in a while, but even then, like, the top-down view is not, like, perfect. Like, League of Legends, it makes sense because it's always top-down, so you can see everything all the time. But to get that first look, or like that first person look to see what this guy specifically is doing, you do have to kind of specifically follow an individual. Sometimes top down works for like an extended team fight, or like a team fight where an ultimate pops, so you're like, all right, some big shit has to happen now. But then like if some big shit isn't happening, you kind of just vibe behind the guy who has the most impact, which is clearly Energy. This guy, he's had the most impact on the entire map thus far, but it's hard to remain focused when there's so many differing like parallel activities going on, right? Overwatch 1 had a lot of the same issue. And I don't even think it's a team shooter issue, you know? I think it's a game pace issue. She should... Whoa. That is not my computer, by the way. That is quite literally... Okay, no, that is my computer. Holy shit. What the fuck? Overwatch 2 toned down the effects a lot, and 5v5 makes it less bad on the eyes. Yeah, this is definitely one of the games that will need to do that long term. Like, you know, some are mandatory, so you can kind of understand, like, oh, there's an Ultron drone there, like this person's getting healed. But like, you know, Wolverine getting tossed and then flying through the air and making a giant trail, that's not like 100% mandatory, you know? Or at least, you know, add a specific level of transparency to some of these things. I just got told the U.S. joined the war. Well, I can't get drafted, so it ain't got shit to do with me. Like, what? I can't get drafted. I'm an old man with arthritis. See, this is proof. Particle effects is absolutely fucking my computer. Like, I have great internet, and particle effects activating is just fucking my entire internet up. Where'd you find out that the U.S. joined the war? I wanna read the article or whatever reported that was happening. Lucio Boop looked like a green tunnel, but now it's just a little circle. Yeah, they're gonna have to figure that out over time. Like, obviously things need to be large enough in appearance so they have some type of impact on screen. But at the same time, you cannot put way too much on screen. There's a fine medium, and I don't know what the answer is. Wow, that ult did not kill anyone. Ooh, good ultimate. See, like, I'm telling you, I watched this entire round, and I could not tell you that Envy was winning this round. Outside of obviously looking up at the top and like seeing the bar to see who's got the stretch of, you know, holding the point. Like, look at this. The ace is the Storm, who has done 29,000 damage. What? There needs to be like an esport graphics settings to tone down effect. Yeah, that's why even like when you're playing, not when you're playing, let me put it this way. When people are playing Fortnite, like at the highest level, you turn down all of your like graphic settings because some of that shit can get like irritating and like absolutely destroy how your computer is like operating. Change your entire FPS because FPS is so much more worth it's so much more worth than actual like appearance of the game itself. That boy's super cooked. Or like just, you know, there's some extra like grass. There's like extra grass that loads in when you put the graphic settings up on Fortnite. Like, if I don't need to see that grass, why the fuck would I put that setting on? It's good to know that Psylocke is definitely playable. I was waiting for this ult. You know, I thought the Jeff Luna Snow thing ate through. My bad. I thought the Jeff Storm ult ate through Luna Snow Tornadoes. That's a great ultimate. That is a great ultimate. Yeah, Ultron is carrying right now. Oh my god. And the funny thing is, composition-wise, there really aren't any crazy active team-ups right now. I don't think either team has any active except for the Jeff Storm one. Yeah, there's only one freaking team-up active. People were saying ult pros wouldn't play Ultron. Yeah, people don't know shit about video games. If there's one thing I know, is people don't know shit about. I wanted to see that. People don't know shit about potential gameplay. I'm surprised I'm seeing Captain America, though. I mean, Capflation must really be a real thing. That should kill too. Good. Good ultimate. Oh my god. Just dash again. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Psylocke is carrying right now. Oh my god. Great ultimate. I swear to God, the team-ups are with such conflicting characters. Elaborate. I know what you mean, but I can't think of an immediate example. Like, Johnny and Storm having a team-up is definitely conflicting because, like, having that many flyers on a team, eventually just someone picks counter, or someone just counter picks and chooses a hit scan character. Damn. That's game, bro. FlyQuest is taking that, man. Well, the portal sent it. Okay. You guys have to get through the portal. Venom just standing in the intersection so no one can come through. Body blocking is crazy. I did not know you could do that well. Wanda ain't a brawl character in Strange is. Yeah. FlyQuest has to take this right now. Yep, that ultimate right there secures it 100%. Good stuff from FlyQuest. So what I will immediately say is that I'm just genuinely surprised that I'm not seeing just like blatantly obvious like team ups. And I guess pick the change in like the pick ban process definitely would have an effect on that, because if you can ban out 4 characters, I can almost get directly into at least like half of the team ups. Like, but even then, a lot of this is surprisingly not like obvious. Well, I mean, there's still more games to play, but like, I'm surprised I don't see a rocket anywhere. I haven't seen a penny. Shout out FlyQuest, man. Picked Hela and dropped 33 final blows. I mean, Hela is definitely still working as intended, you know. 3 tanks being banned is crazy. Surprisingly, I think a lot of these bans I've seen have been forcing out multiple tank compositions. Both? No, I think I saw one game. But that last match was literally just like 1 tank most of the time. I think they swapped and added a tank to one of the other teams. God, look at the storm. Oh my God, man. The storm does work, bro. You know, one of the things, and I don't know if anybody in here has like watched anything Apex Legends recently, but one of the things I think Apex does really well when it comes to pick ban is that every time you'll start a series of games, you start by banning one character for a game, and then the next match, that character from the previous game is still banned, and then you add another ban on top of it. So let's say game 1 is at Olympus, right? Game 1 Olympus, we ban Bloodhound. That means nobody in any of the teams can use Bloodhound in game 1, and every other champion is, or every other legend is free game, right? Game 2, we now banned Gibraltar. So now Wraith and Gibraltar are banned, and now the rest of those characters are still in play. So now it's like, all right, we can start the entire series by literally banning like the immediately OP comp or whatever you want to call it at the top, or we just ban something that might only affect a specific subset of teams. And then as the games go, the bans slowly make you have to like shift your team compositions around. So you really have to know like 5 possible different team compositions for Apex Legends. Like the second Wraith is gone, is like, oh, I can't run Wraith portals anymore. Like I need to start running Altar. Okay, well, now they've banned Valkyrie. I can't do long rotates using an ultimate anymore. I got to start thinking about using XYZ character. Like it makes it that the natural progression of the characters that are being banned makes your gameplay automatically change, and you got to play forcefully an entirely different method. And I think the process now really only gets rid of like one possible issue when it comes to team compositions that are like overpowered. Like in most of the ranked games I'm playing, most of the bans come out around like 2 or 3 characters realistically that are shifting the entire meta, or I don't want to say shifting, but are basically running the entire upper meta. And that's like Storm because of the team up with Jeff, Iron Man just because generically good character right now and his team up with Ultron, and Penny because anything that was remotely good dive or close range is automatically fucked because people don't really ban Rocket. Though I think Rocket is the more worthy ban, to be honest. Like I'd sooner ban Rocket and you can still play Penny because I don't care. I can work around one set of mines versus banning Penny and still having someone who does entirely long range healing with absolutely no need to worry about positioning because you can fucking heal from halfway across the map. Is that team up really good? If you're talking about the Penny Rocket team up, yes. Like, the real reason it's super irritating is because it changes the potential areas of attack or like options of attack, right? Because one of the biggest things about like convergence, permazoning, yes. One of the things about like convergence and like convoy is that you only have so many entrances into getting to the payload, right? The second there's a trap put around this area in this payload, you got to find somebody to either go around, potentially sacrifice themselves to like destroy that trap, or you just got to say, fuck it, I'm not dealing with this area. We go try another entryway. When the team up comes, you've now added another set of bombs and another area that can basically be zoned out. So literally you're just being fucking bottlenecked into one possible entryway, and now you just kind of have to deal with that. And then you're forced to make the sacrifice where somebody has to go around and destroy it. And by the time that happens, you know, the payload's already pushed up pretty much past where all those bombs were set up, and then you can restart and do the next thing. Like, there's always a good place to put those bombs to remove any close range activity, which kind of reinforces the whole long range meta. But like, if that trap is placed somewhere in a corner where literally nobody long range can get to it, somebody has to make a fucking sacrifice play and just, all right, I'm going for it. See, like, this is... Like, tell me you guys watch that. This got to have an epilepsy warning. That's what I'm saying. Tell me you just watch that. That is so hard to like, digest.
That third map was 1 game away from sitting in the grand finals.
I saw green, low key. That's it. Yeah, I'm on the highest quality settings, bro.
Pants, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, oh shit, what do I do? I'm sorry. But, you know, like, I was nervous, right? But, like, we just don't. We just, like, ride the excitement to the win, you know? We just gotta ride it and just get the win or lose.
And that's hard to
we
do
locked
when
in, so
it's
all
been
good.
break mentality. Yeah, I mean, you guys were right there on Clintar and then the fight back. And, you know, when you get so close sometimes...
Is it a third-person diff? Partially, yes. Because realistically, first person shows less stuff because of your actual character. But I wouldn't say that much specifically causes the large influence. Yeah, so upper bracket, well, you can't see this, right? So 100 Thieves came through, beat Envy. They're in the grand finals. FlyQuest just beat Envy also. And now they're going to grand finals against 100 Thieves, which I believe is tomorrow, actually. But this is Group A, so Group B is about to go right after this. And then we go to grand finals tomorrow, I believe. Grand finals for stage 1. Shiki's in Overwatch org too. Yeah, I mean, I would very much assume that a lot of the people who are either Overwatch... I guess were Overwatch pros or like high ranked in Overwatch probably created either teams or were recruited by Overwatch orgs to then go play for the Marvel Rivals esport. Because honestly, it's the same. Fundamentally, it's the same game. Like, what's the? I don't want to say team shooter. Objective-based team shooter. That's what I call them. Objective-based team shooters. So, you know, if there were Paladin pros, hero shooter, hero shooter is probably the better way to. But I guess there are hero shooters that are also just like team deathmatch. But that's why I want to say like objective-based. I kind of emphasize the objective part of it because realistically, playing team deathmatch in this doesn't necessarily get you the win. I've played games where I was getting significantly more kills and like less deaths and still lost. So, but anyway, that's me being, you know, syntax, picking the right words. But either way, yeah, I would assume if there were Overwatch, you know, ex-Overwatch pros or Paladins pros, I don't fucking know what the pro scene of Paladins looks or looked, past tense, like. You know, you can go play Marvel Rivals. Like, I don't see why not. Though I have no idea what the money in the sport is going to look like long term. This is obviously like a good place to start with the Overwatch people, you know? I mean, that's basically what the origin of the population of players is, this, like ex-Overwatch players. And, you know, there's obviously the new people who have never played hero shooters or just don't know much about, you know, team shooters in general and are like, oh, shit, I want to go play the Marvel game. And here we are.
Very talented roster over there, guys, and hats off to you.
What do you mean get the rematch versus Envy? You beat them already. Why would 100 Thieves be scared? Yeah, so it's best of fives, and then once that best of five is done, yeah. So Nemesis is playing SDX. I don't even know what SDX is, but that's Group B. So then Grand Finals Group A and Grand Finals Group B is tomorrow. But both of those teams, the 4 of those teams, are all going to playoffs. So FlyQuest, 100 Thieves, Sentinels, and whoever wins this next match are all going to Grand Finals. Or not going to Grand Finals. They're going to Invitational? I don't even know what the next stage is. I got to look at it again. It is so confusing. Maybe spectating should make your character transparent or the other enemy's effects. I can say for a spectator's mode, yes, there should be at least some sort of emphasis on making the characters less. No, I don't know. Because it's hard to say, right? I think my major point is I don't think the characters being on stream, it should emphasize whoever you're spectating. Yes, I don't think the characters, I don't think the number of characters on screen is the problem. I think the number of particle effects on screen is the problem, right? Because even in games like, I'm trying to think of like the number of like lingering particle effects in Overwatch, like outside of just primary fire. I'm literally about to just go through the roster and be like, whose fucking abilities even like really lingers on the map? That's quick. Nope. I guess Zarya, but that's an ultimate. Moira, that lingers, but it's relatively small. Soldier 76, I guess, but that's relatively. I think it might have to do with sizing. I mean, Diva's got a large effect. Doomfist his is quick. Ashe, hers is quick. Yeah, most of these aren't really lingering effects. That's a great fucking point. Wow. I never thought about it this way. Even like Lucio's, remind me, does Lucio's effect of where his like heal or speed bonus goes, is there a line that tells you how far out that is? I don't remember. Because like Zenyatta's ultimate, right? You don't really know where the end line of keeping all people alive is on the like the Luna Snow ultimate. Hers is just a fucking huge circle on the ground. You're like, if you're in this circle, you're the same thing with Psylocke. If you're in this circle, you know it's bad. If you're outside of the circle, you're good. But like, I don't remember with like Zenyatta's ultimate being like, oh, this is where the circle stops. Because there's a certain presentation to how these abilities work. It does have it, but it is yellow, so it blends better. So then is the issue blending? Of like making those more... Oh, it's Shroud's team. I didn't know Shroud had a... I was wondering why that symbol looked so familiar. I didn't know he had a Marvel Rivals team. Yeah, so I guess maybe then the point is that the abilities need to blend better naturally with the environment. But even then, that makes them harder to deal with. Wow. That is a game design question and a half. Like, how ridiculous is it to make them extremely apparent, but like how bad is it to make them transparent? Like what is the scale between being unable to see abilities that are on the map versus like, oh, I know very clearly that someone has put down an ability here, you know? That is such a great point. I never even thought about it that way until today. Because Marvel Rivals, you don't struggle at all, bro. You know. Because I think there's a lot of like effects that linger. I think for watching Overwatch is better effect wise, but for gameplay, Marvel Rivals might have it. Yes, that's what I'm thinking also. What? What is the priority and can you do both? I would assume there would be coding, or at least, I don't know if this is like the way I am presenting this, right? I don't know if I am presenting this. Sorry, I got to keep that low so I can yap over it. I don't know if this is being presented in a way, not even being presented. I don't know if there is a conversation happening around how the presentation of this game looks, you know? Yeah, Sentinels ran their bracket too. So 100 Thieves and Sentinels are the ones, clearly. I mean, I don't know anything about Overwatch players or Marvel Rivals, like professional players, to have an idea who's good and who's not, but you know, it is what it is. I feel like I get surprised by an ability like an Ana nade more than I do by a Hela orb. Yeah, there's abilities every time I know an ability is coming in Marvel Rivals. In Overwatch, sometimes I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't know that was there.
Every single fight, every single map and match was just mere seconds away from going to either team, and we just casted that a couple days ago, Vicky. I'm expecting the same result.
We're already here now. That's why it's the distance here. That best of 5 opportunity, target bans that we've already just seen in our previous series. It's great. This is peak Marvel Rivals at its finest. We get to take a look at our first team. Team Nemesis here within this lineup for our
Sentinels isn't in Overwatch, but 100 Thieves is dog shit. Tragic! I did not know. So wait, do you keep up with Overwatch esport, or this is just off of like, oh, I pass it and I know, like, Cap is the greatest in this game? Is he? I would argue he's kind of like, the screen shake on that is insane. Wolverine does not need screen shake on that. That is mind blowing. Even with all the counters, hey, I commend people who play through their counters. Honestly, I am all for the stubbornness. Great ultimate. C2 on 2 accounts? Jesus Christ. I'm trying to get like you, bro. Cap got me there. What else do you play? Or, I mean, I don't. No offense. I'm going to start by saying no offense because people on the internet take this offensively, and I don't want to cause. One Trick Storm? Wait, what? Are you a Storm One Trick? Season 0 when I was throwing? Oh, well, yeah. In Season 0 playing Storm, yeah, you were definitely throwing. Not by any fault of your own. She was just bad. So is Cap or Storm good? Storm is amazing. I will say nothing bad about Storm except for Season 0 because they didn't really think through how it was going to work in the... It was the Johnny problem, which I think a lot of characters are going to release. I think that's a learning experience. I don't think there will be any other characters with real projectile issues since like they figured out and had to deal with the whole Storm/Johnny issues. Can you shoot her out of this ultimate with him? Oh, you can. Of course you can. I'm learning a lot about counters. That's so cool. Okay, cool. Cap is the third support ult. Yes, I have used it like that. I learned like 2 days ago that it is the one of the counters to the Storm Jeff ult. It keeps your team alive. I learned that like yesterday or 2 days ago. You know, I also think another thing about this game is that I do keep up with Overwatch esports. Okay, cool. Is the esport as popular right now as it used to be? Like, has it gone up or down? Like, where is it in terms of popularity? Cap screams to victory. I turn my supports in the 550 DPS help. Yeah, genius. That shit works. It's the best it's been since Overwatch League died. Overwatch League died? So then what is it now? That's so interesting. I was saying something. It's called OWCS. What does the CS part stand for? Champion Series. Yeah, I do remember seeing that. Yeah, you're right. You know, a lot of esports are rebranding. The league, what is it? The North America League just restructured. What is it? The NACL now? The North America League of Champions or something like that? The North America Champions League? I can't remember. I left the Opus Cap, like a Magic. She gets 1K health or an Iron Fist. Jesus Christ. All right. I'm so curious. I'm seeing every game is starting with the Emma Frost ban, which is so surprising to me. Oh, a ban and a protect. Okay, interesting. Overwatch League was such a miss because of old Blizzard management. You know, that's also why the Call of Duty Warzone esports dead, quote unquote, dead, because it was just mismanaged horribly. There was just way too much like trying to divisionize. I don't even know what the word for that is. They were trying to officiate way too much. When like Warzone 1 was just Warzone 1 was such a crazy good time for like Battle Royale esports. I don't even know what the state of Battle Royale esports is right now. There's obviously probably Fortnite still good. Like Fortnite's gonna be going as long as Fortnite lives, which will probably be for the next decade. Until the entire like structure of Battle Royales is like old and no longer fun and new, Fortnite's gonna be in the running somehow. I think the only really thriving esports is Fortnite, League, and Valorant. Which two of those are Riot IPs. Crazy. I think Call of Duty, no. Black Ops, I think the Black Ops League is fine. Or like the Call of Duty esport is fine. I don't want to say it's like dying, but it's not like a... It's not in... I don't know. It's hard. Interesting. Do they make bread? Oh, CSGO is still thriving for sure. Yeah, CSGO. Good take. Thank you. CSGO is forever, bro. What? Do they make bread? Probably. I mean, there's no clear sign of the esport dying per se. Okay, let me look at these compositions. Let me lock in really quickly. Yeah, CSGO has like a cult following now. But I mean, CS:GO is really the first like strategic. Well, not the first. Let me stop. It is one of the better delivered strategic shooters. Okay, so I'm seeing. Oh wow, it's a 2-2-2 comp. So what is that? Emma, Johnny, Cap, Rocket, Ultron, and Invisible Woman. So only one team up active, which is the Invisible Woman team up. And then we have Hela, Magneto, Groot, Luna Snow, Psylocke, and Loki. So the only team up there is the Loki Psylocke. No, my bad. The Loki Hela team up. Yeah, most of these teams are really only playing one active team up. And I'm not seeing any, crazy, whole team Fantastic Four release. I'm actually very surprised I'm seeing a lot of Johnny playing because everyone right now is saying that Johnny is like C tier. Yeah, so it's definitely still front to back primarily. I'm not seeing any of these heavy flanks. Like Johnny's up top trying to get this flank off, but Psylocke's going to get him eventually. Maybe not. Holy shit. He's getting a lot of good movement out. I don't think she'll ever really get him. The Invisible Woman is going to keep him alive for sure. Now, I do think Invisible Woman is absolutely mandatory when it comes to flying compositions, because being able to heal your flyers can be hard to deal with. Ah, good save. And now the game state basically stops until the healing ults are done. Or, never mind, it just goes up heavily for one team, and that's what, Nemesis? Wow. So really, the Rocket ultimate is what saved them.
That was crazy. Yeah, Groot just got chopped. Absolutely just yelled timber.
Absolutely just yelled timber. CSGO had the league right from the get-go. Yeah. I can't think of. Let me look at how many. Actually, never mind. The Esports World Cup is coming up, and I wonder what games are in it. Okay, 2025 schedule. Thank you. Let's not even look at the schedule. Let me just look at what games are active. I will not pay enough attention. Competitions. Okay, cool. Oh, Dota has a fucking league. Yeah, Dota. Dota's league is very successful. Dota just flies entirely under the radar. That's why. Easy ult. Oh, and then he set the tornadoes up for when she lands. That's genius. Wow, Shroud X actually took control of point there. That boy said, I am not giving you free ultimate. I'm going to die. Overwatch is in it, but the qualifiers are closely guarded. Government experiments. That's crazy. What the hell is Rensport? I've never heard of Rensport. Okay, so Dota 2 has a league. Valorant, of course. Apex Legends has a league. Debatable on how much you want to call it, successful. It's still kind of shifting around, but I would call it successful. World of Warcraft has a league? Does it? I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Okay. So hold on. Let me wait till this round ends to go through the list of Esports World Cup games. I think T1. Who won last year, actually? I think it was T1, actually. Is there like an... I'm pretty sure there's like an overall winner. Alliance. Of course it was Alliance. FaZe. Nice. Okay. Oh, so you can just win in one game. I thought it was like an overall winner. No, never mind. Falcons. Falcons was number 1. You're right. That's what I thought. Man, the Esports World Cup is literally the Olympics of esports. This is like one of the coolest things to me. Crazy Raccoons won for Overwatch? No, Falcons won Overwatch. I'm looking at it right now. Overwatch 2, Falcons. They won Dota, FIFA, well, FC. It's not FIFA anymore. Overwatch 2, and what is that? No idea what game that is. Falcons is such a greedy org. Hey, man. Sometimes greed is what it takes. Yo, Johnny is moving. Sometimes greed is what it takes, man. Falcons is literally the best. I don't even know where Falcons came from. That Ultron better be dead. I don't see him dead. What happened? Falcons is the number 1 Apex Legends team too right now. So like, actually, Apex Legends is like a up and down. The reverse 90. Damn, man. Maybe Johnny is good. Maybe I need to start playing Johnny again. They got every best player for every game besides League. Doesn't... Who is it for Tekken 8? Arslan Ash does not play for Falcons. He doesn't play for Falcons. What team is he on, though? Oh, Twisted Minds. Really? I didn't know that. CEO 2025. Who won? What is his name? I forget. The reigning defending chief. Tekken 8. Atif. Atif plays for Falcons. Tekken 8. I keep up with Tekken 8 is like one of the... There are like 2 esports I live by religiously. It is Tekken 8... didn't work. The 2 esports I watch religiously are like Tekken 8 and like League of Legends. League of Legends is just like a historical thing. I'm not... Ooh. Good freeze. Saves himself. League of Legends I've just been watching since I was like a fucking teenager. Which is crazy to say now. Like... League of Legends has been an esport and will probably continue to be one for Lord knows how long. Sidebar, watching this game makes me realize truly how counterable so many ultimates in this game are. Damn. Twisted Minds 3-0 today? Wow. Twisted Minds is in Apex, I think. They were doing pretty well in scrims, I think. When is Akuma coming to Tekken 8? Hopefully never. The Tekken community hated Akuma, bro. Fakumram is coming out in like a week or 2, I think. Free Fire. I forgot that that's a game. Which is apparently huge overseas. I've literally never heard of anyone in the United States playing Free Fire. Which is so interesting to me. There's chess? Wow, okay. I want to read all of these when I get the chance. Rocket League! Oh my god. Free Fire is huge in Brazil? Okay, I thought so. That's technically not overseas, but you know, what do I know? Yeah, look at this. It's just lingering particle effects. Like, some of these don't need to be. You know, the crazy annoying part is that if these things get nerfed, people are gonna bitch about it. Like, look at the size of that effect for Luna Snow. That is quite literally the entire point.
Constant pressure. We have enough now. Keep the team up with a fate of both worlds. Dinks, look at that. You know, you good rock using the forever at top of the burst of healing. He gets Dongman, hasn't connected the phone.
There's the fucking waves of fucking telekinesis. There's the fucking large circle on the ground. There's Groot walls. There's explosives. There's fucking flaming. Oh my god, there's so many effects, dude. I understand now.
Pressure, but now look at Team Nemesis nearing 95%.
Yeah, Dongman just able to stay alive nearly. Here's the Eye of Agamotto Doom getting rid of Mellow though. The trade to
That's a great Eye of Agamotto. Well, it worked.
and they're putting everything they've got to
I think he should be able to push everyone off point. No?
happen. Last time these two teams
That's an easy kill. Oh, never mind. It just has better movement. You got to pop that ultimate. It's the only thing that can save your team. Do it right now. Ah, that's painful.
Without being able to use the Dance of the Butterflies, shut down with some help from Median.
Okay, so Shroud X should be able to hold point at least. But I think the Invisible Woman ultimate will last just as long, if not longer.
All their next set of ultimates, while Shroud X picked out
Yeah.
close to their own fate of both worlds.
The tornadoes are spinning. The enemy strategy is burning. And can they get it? It's going to be close as we've got now Vision staying alive and down, going with the Dance.
Wow. Johnny is so much better than I think he is. If what I'm really looking... Oh, that's a great one. Just put the last one down. Pop it. Yeah. Fuck the whole square up. Nice. Oh, never mind. Johnny's really good for domination. Is this domination? I forget what the game mode's actually called in Overwatch or in Marvel Rivals.
Is going to maybe have a chance to flip this for themselves.
Yeah, can't get off the point at this point. We've now seen 3 on
I think that's round. You got to kill the cap. Kill the cap. Right there. There you go. That's round. Nice.
going, but no. Team Nemesis
They set themselves up for a long-term discussion they'll have to deal with. Yeah. Okay, so games in the esports World Cup, right? Street Fighter 6, of course. Counter-Strike 2, of course. Crossfire, I don't even know what that is. Rocket League, of course. Tekken 8, of course. Warzone, of course. FC, of course. TFT, no, I did know TFT was in there. PUBG, that surprises me, actually. Siege, of course. Overwatch, of course. What is this?
my goodness. Great job there on that map.
9 final hits, 24k damage.
Mobile Legends? How have I never seen this?
On the other side, then you have Doomed, you know, with the
Interesting. Okay, Mobile Legends. Chess.
they had to also
PUBG Mobile. There's PUBG and PUBG Mobile. Crazy. Black Ops 6, of course. StarCraft 2, of course. Free Fire. We talked about that one. League of Legends, of course. A different Mobile Legends. Oh, the female teams for Mobile Legends. Okay. That's cool, actually. I did not know that.
On those meteor amps, right? Can't have that either. Definitely can't. So that's gonna be.
Fatal Fury, of course.
And listen, they know what they
Honor of Kings. I don't know if I've ever seen this game either. Apex, Valorant, and Dota. And Rensport. I don't know what Rensport is, but Rensport.
over the Doctor Strange at one point before sticking to the Groot still was getting shut down a lot by the NFS. I feel like Scatter was equally a problem, just trying and see,
Yeah, like some of these particle effects have to be large, but I guess
but also really stopped allowing these Groot walls to be a problem and prevented them from getting set up first.
Yeah, that's a great point.
it really only gets, and I think this kind of speaks to something I was saying I have a problem with earlier anyways. I really think particle effects only get really irritating when it starts to come to ultimates. But I think ultimates are just so frequent that it feels like the confusion and the population of like particle effects is so heavy. Most of those really only come up from like Invisible Woman ultimates, Cloak and Dagger ultimates, like Luna Snow ultimates, you know, the Eye of Agamotto. Like ultimates just happen so frequently that most of them blast large areas and just cause lingering effects. Like Johnny's tornadoes, right? Like Rocket's, beacon that draws lines to each individual person. That I like. See, for instance, that to me is not an intel. There are ways to still have effects very clear to indicate that you are being powered up without like creating 1,000% distracting particle effects. Like you can add like a blue outline to a character to indicate they're being buffed by this beacon. Drawing direct lines from the beacon to each person, that's just like clutter. So I can understand. There's potential improvements. But there's also a limit to how many of those things can be changed. Am I ready to be drafted? Of course not. I can't be drafted. I don't have 20/20 vision. Like, I don't know how many people have like looked at how the draft works, but it's really for like extremely physically capable, able-bodied men. I have 20/20. I don't have 20/20 vision. I'm flat-footed. Like, there are a couple of things that would get me completely out of regular draft. Project 9,000, I have no idea what that means. Recruit people below military or medical standards. Yeah, that would only come into place after the original draft. Have you ever watched Forrest Gump? No, I haven't, actually. Sorry, I was a sheltered child. I apologize. I don't think they draft people this early. I mean, there's that too, but like, even if they did draft people, I would not be anywhere in like the immediate list of people that would be drafted. I low-key got 7/20 vision. I have good enough vision to where it is not an impairment. I have astigmatism. So like one of my eyes, the vision is worse than the other. That's not even what astigmatism means. But basically one of my, like, I can see well enough to where I don't have to worry about wearing glasses, so I usually don't. But it's recommended that I wear glasses. Like it's a reading issue, and like if I'm seeing someone from like 30, 40 feet away, I would probably have to recognize them. Let me think. Maybe, yeah, 40, maybe 40, 50. 30, let's say 30, 40. If I'm looking at somebody 30, 40 feet away and I did not like recognize them by their body features, then my vision will not help me. Like most times I will know who someone is before they come close to me because I can identify a person by their silhouette or their body language. Like I can pretty much figure out who you are by your mannerisms. But then when you get closer, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, hi, nice to see you. But like I couldn't identify you by your face from that distance. It's not happening. But yeah, either way, I'm not getting drafted. A draft? Me? Of course not. They'd have to give me a Camaro first. Would I go to war for a Camaro? Absolutely not. Now, would I go to war for 2 Camaros? Hey. I don't know, man.
speaks volumes to Melo and what he can do. I mean, we kind of saw that at the end with Envy. They were like, lock the storm, let's get Speedery where he needs to be. They even said that in interviews for Envy. And now with Nemesis, it's like, all right, Melo, we know what he can do in the sky as that torch. And so, you know, that's probably the strategy going in if I'm Shroud X. What's interesting about this, outside of what Araco, they didn't do a lot of torch on the last couple of matchups. These are somewhat new comps for both teams.
Yeah, and compare that with Amadian, who they have to also be flexible with their own strategist ultimates. And then Dinks being on the Rocket. You have the Rocket, you have the Ultron, and you have the Invisible Man.
Yo, I sent 502 likes. Midnight. I appreciate the 502 like. Thank you.
Fidel too on the other
It should
side
be.
from
It should be up on the
Shroud X, because
screen,
they
right?
put
Yeah.
out mad support like output. They were healing a
Yeah, that's
lot,
you.
but the damage output from the skies, looking at Melo specifically, Ultron too. It's difficult when no one's able to focus on what's happening above you when you're really fixated on just trying to even get out of cover to get to the point.
Absolutely, guys, and we've seen a lot of great skins today, and on that note, we've got a lot of great skins in the store right now in Marvel Rivals. 2 heaters off
Promo.
the bat. We had Human Torch line up the skies, well, Iron Fist, Binary Fist, and that Moon Knight, my goodness, Phoenix Knight. Both can
How long have I been streaming? Today or in general? You gotta specify with that question because both answers are very different.
Anybody to try to check
Like streaming today, I
want to get that Moon Knight skin.
about an hour.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that extra health.
In general, 5 years now, I think.
Things on fire there. Iron Fist, you know, struggling a little bit in this batch as we've seen, and maybe some
Yeah, about 5 years.
brighter skies. I was gonna say
Damn, I think I missed my stream anniversary. Fuck, I always do that.
mad about that, but I don't
Yeah, I've been streaming for like 5 years now.
fire. Go pick him up.
Hold on, I gotta go check. Now that you said that, I'm gonna go make a fake stream anniversary and do a stream for that.
As we look at what
Hold on.
Nemesis have in store for us.
It should be 5 years.
I'm excited here. What are the changes? What are going to be the bands we're going to see now moving on? Because we noticed already, we talk about it time and time again, that a lot of the times these series end up being lost in just the pick and ban phase here. So waiting to see where we're going to be moving on for map number 2.
Yeah, if we look at it, what they went through with the 4 strategists, they had Loki, Cloak, Mantis, and Luna Band. Look to see that changed up a bit here. We've got Shroud X, 0. Nemesis 1 is best of 5, first to 3. We're about to find out the map Shroud X picked, and that exact map is going to
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
where they felt
Is TikTok the only platform I use? No, I also use YouTube.
The immediate ban onto the Loki from
YouTube.com/Wanda. It's the same as my TikTok name. Anytime I stream to TikTok, I stream to YouTube, but my YouTube also has all of my other old videos. So like the old Overwatch stuff I've done and all of the, dance videos I've done. What about Twitch? No, I don't do Twitch.
like they're going for the similar strat there of the strategist.
No, you're definitely right. Team Nemesis, they first try to protect the Emma, and then they protect...
Midnight, I appreciate the 1,000 likes. Thank you. Only reason I don't use Twitch is because Twitch is really a dead platform for growing as a creator. Like, Twitch would only help me from the streaming half and not the actual, like, videos and other content I make. You can't really put shorts on you can't put shorts on Twitch. So it's like if I found you on TikTok, then your choice is to either stay on TikTok or to go to the YouTube. But like going to the Twitch doesn't really do much if you were already watching on TikTok anyways. At least that's my ideology, because I put most of my content on YouTube, so I don't think there's a point to having a Twitch. Though I understand that everyone, thinks that Twitch is the end-all be-all when it comes to streaming platforms. Like, I'm not personally one of those people. Do I think YouTube needs to do a better job of like creating a more, I don't want to say open, but like usable platform for streaming? Absolutely. They need to do so many improvements on that. But it's not like creating a Twitch and streaming the Twitch is going to help me get found, because Twitch has no discoverability. Unless you get found by a big streamer who's like, oh, who's this random person? Then let's go raid them. And I've never had that kind of luck. So Yeah.
It's not only aesthetically pleasing, but the jams though get me going.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's like a 80s arcade all over again. As we look at what Ultron has done, and I love the objective to push here with Krakoa. All of it, great stuff here as we head into.
Yeah, my first stream was probably in April. Actually, now I think about it.
So much action right away.
That's crazy.
We're gonna see right off the bat as again that triple Vanguard pushes in, but they just
I stream on Twitch, but I only get like 1 viewer per stream. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for, if you're just streaming without any intent on putting content out elsewhere, Twitch is going to do nothing for you. You might as well stop and go to TikTok. She's about to get shot out of the sky. Wow, she survived. Okay. Yeah, streaming to Twitch without any content being posted anywhere else is pointless.
is already farms up. Here comes the squirrels. The friends are here. Can they get some picks?
Wow, Nemesis is really. Yes, yeah, Squirrel Girl is torching. This was a great pick. Got the Loki. She literally got every single one of those kills. Wow, man. I make content on TikTok and Twitch. My Twitch account is in my bio. Then you just got to keep going at that point. There's nothing. I hate to tell you, but there's nothing you can do but just making more content and hoping eventually people find the Twitch. I don't know if that Groot ult was a good timing. If the Cloak and Dagger ult is still down. Where are the tanks? And how is she alive right now? What is going on? How is she? There are so many points of movement on this map that I did not know exist. That might not have been the wisest place to throw that, but I'll take it. Do I play COD? Nah. Storm having to reload is such an interesting design choice. Really the only game I play right now is Marvel Rivals, honestly. I played Midnight, I appreciate the 1,000 likes again, thank you. I played Marvel, no, my bad. Elden Ring, Night Rain. Yeah, those walls absolutely match so well with Squirrel Girl. I've never thought about that as a comp. Groot walls and Squirrel Girl that's genius. But like, what is the answer? I would assume the answer here would be to like switch to some sort of dive. But then again, she jumps a lot. So how are you really picking out Squirrel Girl in this comp? Damn, got him. Yeah, man, I mean, even though, you know, the average streamer does not use TikTok, my bad, the average streamer does not use YouTube, there are still successful YouTube streamers. Like, what's his face? I mean, Speed is a pocket example. I wouldn't say everyone would have the same success as Speed, despite being on the platform. Do I think platform equals success, though? I can't speak on that. To what extent is jumping around in this game Just like a an ADHD kind of thing. Like, I don't know how effective it actually is for keeping you alive versus like messing up your aim. His name is Namor. El Sin Namor.
Perfect situation, though, if you want everybody clustered together in this case. I love this just for you.
That's a new place.
Get up on the high ground this time and trying to find different angles around
So who? I wish I could press tab and see like who the carry is right now.
the attributes all from Squirrel, though. We activate the super
He's about to blast you with that, bro. Wow, he missed. Wow, the Johnny pick is effective. I appreciate the 1,000 likes again. Thank you. I did not realize how effective the Johnny pick is. You know, some of the things I'm starting to realize is that like metas don't really, well, to some extent, metas don't fully influence how the game actually runs and plays. Like, everything I've seen on the internet is like Johnny got nerfed to oblivion and you should never play Johnny. But I'm looking at these like pro players and I'm like, yeah, Johnny's actually pretty effective. Midnight, I appreciate you sharing the stream, bro. Thank you. Also, if you're not following, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the follow button and join the Discord. Or check out the YouTube. I don't know, any of those things. This is just me trying to do self-promo. I'm bad at it, don't mind me. Okay, now we're running team ups. Okay, that's one I was expecting to see sooner. Was he running? No, he's been running that all game. So easy to shoot that man out of the sky. What's up, Sun God? Am I playing or watching? I'm playing. No, I'm watching. This is stage 1 of the esports semifinal. Can you give me a tip on how to get more views? Post more content. That sounds so stupid, but that is the only answer I can give you. You just got to post more content. Eventually, the more content you post, the more the algorithm will eventually push you into the right people. And then once those people find that content and you get one crumb of some type of content popular, you have to keep making more of that kind of content. And while that sucks and may limit you and kind of pigeonhole you into some kind of content that you're going to keep making, somebody found you. That's the goal at the end of the day. And then eventually you'll be able to branch out and go back to making whatever content you want. But let the algorithm tell you what to make and then make more of it. That's pretty much it. The most views I got on one video was 1K. Keep going. Can't stop there. I started when I was originally only getting 5 to 20 views on a video. I kept going. I didn't even know they had an esport. Neither did I. Marvel Rivals Ignite. It's relatively new. I mean, this is season 2, I guess, technically. Not just in game, but it is season 2 of the esport. Yeah, when it comes to making content, you'll never know what good content is until it hits you in the face. And that sounds so like cliche, but like the way you'll start making content is you're just gonna keep making stuff. There are really 2 ways you'll find out how to make content. You'll either be making content, something goes viral, and people And basically you realize that, oh, this is good content. Okay, cool. Let's do more of that. Or you already have a significantly impressive talent of some sort that you just need to film and start putting on camera. And that's what's going to get you views. Like sometimes just watching, it depends on how deep your niche is in the first place. Because like me, my niche originally was very open-ended. People just want to know how to dance. Like that's an everyone thing. Midnight, I appreciate the 1,000 likes again. Thank you. Everyone wants to know how to dance to some extent, whether it's very technical and you want to become like an actual, you know, a backup dancer for Beyonce, or if you just want to be a guy who knows how to dance at a wedding and, you know, you just have a fun two-step you want to learn how to do. My page had basically all of the easiest stuff you could learn, right? I reached an upper limit where I had taught all of them 100 times over, that the interest in the creativity of it immediately like dwindled. And I was like, yeah, I'm not even interested in doing this anymore. I've taught how to Dougie at least 20 times. But hey, more people want to learn how to do it. You can make a new video or you can tell people to go watch the old one. Like, for the first couple years I was doing this, I was just making a new video. I reached an upper limit and I was like, you know what? I can't keep doing this. And so I lost my niche because I went to play video games. And I was like, I enjoy playing video games right now more than I enjoy teaching people how to do the Dougie 100 times. And so now I'm trying to get back into the enjoyment of teaching. And that more so now is going to be teaching like extremely difficult, not extremely difficult, a little bit more difficult dance steps, stuff like that. But that's all of the yapping for now on me and my life. Back to Marvel Rivals. Can you teach me how to do the Dougie? Scroll up. The fuck? There's a video on my page somewhere. I think it might be in like maybe in like the 60s. Damn, I don't remember where it is. I have 200. Well, it's probably like 199 because I quit before I hit 200. It's probably in like the. You know what? Let me actually check where it is. You just brought me up to a great question. YouTube.com. Let's check. Your channel. View your channel. Short playlists. Let's do that. I started teaching Fortnite emotes. That was a fun time. React. That's a thing I did too. 20. There we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wheezy out of here. Let's see if I can find out where it is. I feel like it's gonna be way. Oh, it's 21. It's 21. They're on 100 videos and it's 21. What are we talking about, bro? That is in the wrong playlist. Yeah. Google, or my bad, not Google. You know what? How to Dougie. I bet it's probably still relatively high on the list of shorts. No, it's not anymore. It used to be. Yeah, it's video number 21. There you go. Let me actually fix this playlist really quick. I need to start reacting to dance videos again, but I haven't really seen any really good ones that like absolutely make me excited to go like watch. Yeah, 2 million views on the fucking Gritty video. How are we still doing that?
Wait for it though, because Graves is gonna have that strangling prison. Brings everybody in like a shish kebab. Everyone eats here.
Look at all these particle effects, guys. Look at all of this. Look at it!
Nito, it strikes again. As the last shot isn't gonna be enough to contest or take even one KO.
Remove from this playlist. I don't need to delete the video.
Few words, but that ultimate speaks absolute volumes as that this is not the start Shroud X was looking for at all. It is now 2 games for Nemesis, 0 for Shroud X, and I just
Nemesis is just making this easy, man. Or making this look easy, rather.
Nemesis have done their homework, and history repeating itself just a little bit, literally bringing us the same situation that we saw the last time these two teams met in the upper bracket semis, literally losing out in the same spot that we saw them here with Shroud X, and now Team Nemesis just one more game away from moving on into the grand finals.
Yeah, my page always goes up, usually around new season releases. Ex Skipper Dactyl. What does that even mean? Was that English?
Yeah, looking back on this and not only making the quick adjustments on going over to the
Oh, no, we're good.
gates here too, very strong.
Was that something I was supposed to understand? Is that code? Are you trying to wake me up like the Winter Soldier? What the fuck?
Aggression, but Craze being on the group, dipping that of impunity was not on my bingo card.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot that we didn't expect today. We have FlyQuest winning over Envy, a Squirrel Girl appearance. I mean, just
A squirrel killer? That's a rarity? Man, I'm so glad I'm learning about this esport right now, dude. I'll have to send you the video. Send it to me on TikTok.
but just absolute punishment. And Ricky combo there with Mello has been something insane.
Are you talking about the Caleb City video?
That and then Amavian's output too has been impressive. At the end of that last game was like what 15 final hits that we saw right there too, making that quick swap up like you mentioned to the Dr. Strange before getting a huge Eye of Agamotto. That's the beauty of Marvel Rivals too. You make this quick adjustment, you have your ult charge, you boost it up really quick, and then in game-breaking moments like this where it matters everything, you get to really bring out the big guns and clear out.
Yeah, man. Seeing Johnny being like the MVP on these matches is so surprising to me because like every meta tier list I've seen does not put him like high. Marvel Rivals 2.5 tier list. Yeah, Marvels.gg. Right. Oh, he's A tier again? What? When did this happen? Did he get buffed? One of Season 2.0's most effective DPSs at high ranks was Human Torch. Nerfs make a lot of sense. He still works well, but the reason he's sticking in A tier, unlike other flying characters, because of his dive attack. If he starts getting targeted, he has an escape. Covering ground with fire, still a solid tactic. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. What's good? Not the economy. Not much. I'm out here chilling and shit, watching Marvel Rivals esports.
Daggers and the eternal bond. How do you want to prioritize that when Melo's terrorizing the skies?
Shroud X, they're coming off a victory. Nemesis coming off a loss. We would have thought momentum was going one direction. No, it's going the other, guys.
One Direction. I love that band.
Got match number 3 coming up with these two teams after this break.
You're better. I fucking wish. I could be famous right now if I was a fucking. Actually, that's cap. I don't know how big these guys grow as creators. Yeah, I mean, Marvel Rivals as an esport is definitely something that's going to have to grow over time. because, you know, realistically right now it's even small, or like I would say it's even rare for people to like know that there is an esport in general. For president, hey, don't use my real name on the internet. For president, I would never want to be a president of this country. I gotta deal with fucking making plans, and all these kids on the internet are making jokes about war. Like, talking about the draft. What do you guys think this is? This is all fun and games? People die out here, man. I guess niggas die every day though, but you know. This game, or this song has to be DMCA free. Oh, I forgot to put the fucking hashtag on this, whatever. I need to follow the official Marvel Rivals page too. I don't know why I didn't already. I did subscribe to it. I'm actually lying. 1 to 2028. I don't even know if I'll be old enough to run for president then. Do I think Marvel Rivals needs like a GOATS meta controversy to make the esport popping? That is a great question. Do I think the esport? I don't. Let me start from the top, right? I don't think. What's up, Bougie Lowlife? That's a fire name. What's up? Do I think Marvel Rivals needs more of like a dramatic like shift or something that's very je ne sais quoi? Yes. Do I know what will do it? I have no idea. I already don't. I think the meta. I think GOATS only worked then because the negativity around video games and social media was not as like thick and disgusting as it is now. Like bringing a GOATS bringing a GOATS meta into the like fold right now will make people want to burn the Marvel Rivals developers alive. And I think that is the negative experience versus wanting to like develop some cool and interesting shit. And that's like interesting to watch. I also don't even remember the GOATS meta. I've only heard about it. I know nothing about what it actually is. It's like I've heard the term, but like I've literally never played. I was way too late for me to figure out what that actually was. You know what? That's a YouTube story right there. GOATS meta Overwatch. Okay, that's a video I'll come around to.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to what could be the end. The break is over, and Shroud X's hopes might be over.
If we make our own party, first of all, do you seriously think that anybody will follow me? Like I am just a random nigga. Well, I guess technically, to some extent, isn't every political party just following some random nigga? How deep do we want to make this conversation? Let me stop. I don't want to run a political party, man. I am not an icon, though I would like to be one for money reasons only, nothing else. Like, I always wonder how people lead a cult and, like, actually... I have too much empathy and sympathy for the average human being to, like, run a cult. I have to think about what these people think about me, and I just can't. It's too much. It's too much work. I can't do it. Whereas a cult, I view myself as a... Well, I mean, I already view myself as a god. This has too many layers, man. Let me stop. I'm getting in too deep right now. All right, Shroud X versus Nemesis 2-0. My bad, 0-2. Excuse me. I think Shroud X can make a solid comeback. Would I want to see a solid comeback? I don't know. It looks like, you know, we've pretty much delivered already what our final two teams are going to be, and it's probably just going to be Nemesis and Sentinels. But, you know, the pick ban might actually change significantly, and the compositions could make this a closer game this time. I would argue that somebody needs to do a Johnny ban because that's like been running the majority of these games thus far. But what do I know? I am not a professional. Clintar? I fucking hate Clintar. Convergence, yeah. Symbiotic Surface. Which name do we call these maps by? Like the location or the title? Because Araco is, I think, both, technically. But like the Hellfire Gala is like the title of the map, but the location is Krakoa. Or like New York, what is it? Like the New York something Park, Central Park. There's the Johnny ban, finally. See, he said it like finally there, man. So there are a lot more Vanguard bans this time. My bad. A lot more Duelist bans this time around. Cloak and Dagger Protect? Okay. Not bad. Yeah, Johnny's banned on both sides, finally. So something else has to come out here. But what is the generic? I mean, Squirrel Girl was working pretty solidly. Punisher is the first time I've seen it. Storm, okay. But what is Shroud X gonna run? Ooh, Doctor Strange, but they protect the Magneto. That's surprising. So what is Vision gonna pull out? It is Domination. I was right. That's what the game mode's called. Sometimes I question my own intelligence when I don't need to. All right, what are we thinking? Oh, we haven't seen a Penny all day, actually. All right, man, what are we talking about? Hello? All right, YouTube. That's cool, bro. That's fine. Oh, there you go. Annoying. Nope, still bad. All right. It's definitely not my internet, so. That's so weird. Whatever. They do get the Magneto, so I think they're getting point. Usually taking out the tank first is optimal. Do I want to get the Storm skin? Maybe I should start playing Storm, man. because I think most of what I've been realizing well, actually no, Storm gets banned out a lot now. Never mind, because of the whole Jeff ultimate thing. And again, I'm really surprised that most of the team compositions I'm seeing don't really have crazy active amounts of team ups. I think this team doesn't even have a single one active. Strange, Storm, Punisher, Luna Snow, Cloak and Dagger, Groot. Yeah, there's 0 active. Jesus Christ, guys. What is going on, Shroud X? Shroud X, man, y'all gotta make some sort of massive change, because I don't know if it was Luna Snow, more like Luna No. I don't know if it was something that happened between the last match you guys played and what you're playing now, but like, man. He shouldn't get that, yeah. Okay, there we go. Good hold. He's the last one. Yep, stagger it a little. Yeah, as soon as this match is over, I'm Googling what the GOATS meta is, because I'm so curious. I've never actually played into it or against it. I guess it's the same sentence twice in a different way. Jeez, man. This is embarrassing. I say as I've never played a pro game in my life. Yeah, I think the Storm pick is just too effective. And they don't really have... No, they changed off of it, really. It was actually working, though. How did we switch off of the Storm pick? That's so surprising to me. But then again, I guess they picked into... Yeah, there's a Hela here. He would have gotten shot out of the sky, so that's counter pick 101. There we go. Good kill. There we go. There we go. All right. As long as you get any type of hold that isn't directly on spawn, I think it's still a winnable game. I would strongly assume that you can win the game as long as you're not dealing with like a full push. But when you really have to get from point A all the way to point C, that shit is so hard to do. Even that, it's always that last little bit. Ah, she's been revealed. How much damage does she really do from distance? Oh, Magneto super dead, yeah. So I haven't seen an Iron Fist play yet. Wow, good catch on the invisible person. All right, Cloak and Dagger ultimate. There it is. Okay. Wow, they got to it. C9. Okay. That's scary, man. That is scary, dude. I don't know. I don't know how Shroud-X is actually gonna get through this. I am of so little faith.
Ready to rain down. No one there though on the point, and with that, it looks like the mere hope of Shroud-X even getting a game off Nemesis, which gotta highlight Nemesis just cleaned up everything.
Yeah, they haven't won a round off of them.
Insane job here.
Literally a single round.
Don't want an offensive alike.
No, I think they won one of the domination rounds. Yeah, they won one of the domination rounds. They did.
Has been on fire, even in that last game that we just saw too. Well, we saw him flying around on the Ultron here. But looking at the way that the strategists have just been able to stay alive, aside from Fidel here with those 3 deaths, looking at Ricky, who's been on fire, putting out the output with the BRB here, or rather just on the rocket for right now before making the swap. But we saw that in the last map.
So who's really? Wow, healers both ace on their teams.
Yeah, we also saw with Envy versus FlyQuest, the team that bans Wolverine.
Oh, okay, a Winter Soldier pick. I'm surprised. Hadn't seen that yet this entire week. I guess weekend rather.
Ultra ready, yet they push up towards that Punisher and Wolverine on that last point. I don't understand that. Obviously, there's going to be that big of a difference. But when you're throwing up a purple bubble on the final judgment, not a log going to keep Frank Castle down. Here we go, though. Even with a legendary offensive effort, they're only going to mirror match Nemesis, but they got to get it done here.
Need to be safe here instead.
I'm really actually also kind of just learning like new ways to play characters. Yeah, you're gonna have to get back to point. Yeah. So how does that cooldown work from distance for Psylocke? Do you have to be at a certain distance, or does it have to do a certain amount of damage before you get the point back? Or the points back for your skills? Abilities. Same difference. I'm still speaking English, it's fine.
Craze is giving me PTSD. These wall placements and the damage output is putting in so much pressure, but this is even better
Why did the quality go down? Come on, work with me here.
for the strategist of Shroud-X, because it's going to build into those ultimates even faster here. And then looking on the other side, Scatter about to have that meteor, though, just to kind of contest that. Loki being the one strategist that gets their ultimate faster than
Who did Loki just steal? That's who.
to get the Fate of Port Worlds and to keep this in contention.
Yeah, man. I think I find it like
Back to their team, and they were able to get that elimination and just the infinite skill ceiling that it is with Groot in pro play. But right
I find it really irritating that like going ult for ult usually is the answer when you're playing
same result here from those meteor imps.
like healers.
Down and nothing here, but the follow-up too from the Strangling Prison. All
Did he get that off? I don't know. No, he didn't.
but Doomed is just doing enough here just to open the
Damn.
on the other side. Craze again comes right back, being a menace on this group.
Nemesis is still just getting them, man. I don't know what the answer is, guys.
Over to again that Winter Soldier trying to get something going for this team. They're gonna need it. There's only 2 minutes on the clock as they line things up. They've been under pressure. We saw a lot in this.
Should kill him. You have to. You have to. That's your answer.
Could be the swan song of this team.
Dude, the immediate evacuating with the smoke grenade again. Out, but a huge
That Groot ult was insane.
the box, but no
No
follow.
real follow-up, but
Mellow. At least they find Dude, so it's a trade for trade here. 5v5.
at least Psylocke is down, so there's no one really on the healers in the back line, so they should be able to survive and win this out.
To keep this fight going, to keep the sustainability.
One of the team. Ooh, okay, this might be the answer actually. You did he not get the reset?
Now gonna be able to get the follow-up here too. Mania going down, but the Winter Soldier
He didn't get the reset.
at least in that one.
Or was that a Loki ultimate?
We only see one other Loki copy that wasn't a support. It was for Groot whenever they played on Sentinels, and now we've got the.
Wow, man.
And unfortunately, it was not enough as a surprise factor to get the job done. They got one pick and picked themselves. This will be the final fight here between these two teams. Potentially Shroud-X. Now they do have Vision, Kraken Impact online, ready to go. Impunity, though, is a mile away from that ultimate. Fidel can give them the path there with purple of internal on.
Man, portal plays are so cool.
Gets in the pressure from the Punisher portal.
Yeah, he's got to force them to stay there too.
Contest other than getting
And then they hop through ultimate probably. I would be surprised if you did not ultimate here. That cloak and dagger. Ooh, great coverage on that.
even though this is it out. Craze is right there to follow up in terms of the damage. Here comes the
Okay, I mean, at least they'll make it back to point being healed. But, oh, yep, he got them all. He got them all. Great ultimate. Huge fucking ultimate. That's how you save your team. Oh my god. Good save, Vision. Keeping hope alive. I've been waiting to see when he was going to get resets off, but he didn't need resets. He took the whole team out with one ultimate. Oh, man. Okay, counter ultimate. Is he going to get... Yep. Gone. Yep. Easy. The second you pick someone up, it's an easy kill. Man, this is hard, man. Nemesis is still... Oh, wait. Nope, never mind. I'm right. Yep. Nemesis is still basically holding them off, man. I'm not going to hold you. Vanguard play never looks interesting to me. So for them to be like, oh my god, this Groot is going crazy, I'm like, he just looks like he's kind of just playing. Oh, he's super dead too. The Winter Soldier grapples really change everything. Couldn't get into the ult in time. Come on, man. Come on, SDX, you guys can make a good play here. You're just destroying the map. Really? I guess defensively the map is better for you. So I guess blasting all of the breakable parts out is kind of good for offense. Oh my god. He can't do anything. Loki ult's there, yeah. This is a tough sell. This is a tough sell. They're still getting some stuff. Come on, you got the reset. I'm curious. Use it on Groot right there. Oh, no, that's so much better. That's another reset. That's another reset. Come on, these stacked ultimates. It's still possible. There it is. Reset. Come on, one more. There you go. Reset. Boom. Oh, my God. That boy is going through... He's got to be ace right now. He's like legit the only reason that team is... Well, obviously, it's a team effort to get these kills, but still, man, these resets are absolutely what is saving their team right now. All right, overtime. It's do or die here. The Cloak and Dagger ult already makes this hard to start, but don't C9. The overtime's slowly going further and further down. You've got to make a crazy kill here. Nice. Okay, good start. The Punisher kill's big. Cool. Cloak and Dagger's dead. Okay, that should get you in. Nice. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, cool. Yep, blast the tree. Kraken Impact. Is Kraken Impact? Oh, Kraken Impact is definitely Winter Soldier's ultimate. I think it's going to have to be layered with a Groot ultimate. Commentary Wilden right now? You talking about me or them? I'm assuming them. There it is. There it is. I can't tell. No, it's not a good idea. This is what I'm talking about, particle effects, because I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. Okay, reset. Great set. Reset. Come on, keep going. Reset. Reset. On the storm. Oh my god, this is great. Them? Oh, wow. Tragic. Never mind. I thought you were going to hype me up and be like, yeah, you going crazy right now. No.
Every instrument just set to loud as they did the job there on the upper half, but they have to close out one more battle. And guess what? Resources are low.
All right, man.
Most of what they need to get the job done.
The last match was my bad. Last team fight was the ultimate heavy fight. You guys have to play through this team fight and hopefully survive. There's a lot of riding on this team fight here. Already a bad start with your group being down. Okay, Storm ultimate. She should be able to get a good solid. Yeah, that's a big ultimate. Oh, that should save. That saves it. That saves it. Come on. There you go. Oh my goodness. Clutch, bro. Clutch, Storm, and Winter Soldier ultimates. Wow. Honestly, if I had to say what saved them those rounds was literally great ultimate timing, because previously they weren't really getting through on basic team fighting. And I think, to me, and I think that kind of speaks to why I need the ultimate cooldowns longer. To me, all of these team fights push forward or backward purely based off of ultimate timing. Like, the rest of your abilities are kind of just for fun. And, like, it only matters if I got an ultimate up. 39-7. Yeah, bro. 22 final hits. Jesus. Shout out Vision, bro. And somehow he is not. Somehow he is not. All gas, no brakes. It's crazy. Somehow he is not the ace. 39-7. I don't know, man.
Keeping things alive here for Shroud X. First of all, just looking at the damage output for these teams, Vision 22, most of those coming off Kraken Impact and Sandy. And just
Kraken Impact is saving that team, dude.
strategist numbers, Dinks and Ricky, my God.
I just have to say that Vision and Doomed right now too are just holding it down. Healing output like
Vision, I'm telling you, man.
different level. Ricky getting picked off first.
I like that guy, man. I don't know him, but I like him.
Coming out now, looking to see what to do, closing in this distance and coming out with that Bucky.
Yeah, Shroud X now, they get to open up, right? And I've been in the matches where you can make just that overtime, tick all the way to the last point. If you believe, point to the side and say it as they take this left hallway here. Doomed looking to get that early limit pressure here as Psylocke. This is going to be a
Oh, Groot's super dead, bro. Yoinked. Yeah. Oh, my God. Come on. Come on, Shroud DX. Shroud X? Shroud DX. Shroud X. There we go. Good. Get the point quick. Start your push fast, because you guys have so much ground that you have to cover to make up for the time.
I don't know whether to clap, cast. I can't handle it. Just an incredible play. Dogman getting the ever so crucial hits that they wanted in the first two matches. It's all happening right now here on Clintar. Either way, great job to get this point with 1 minute. Now, how far can you push it? You use resources to get there, but not that many. You've got the Kraken Impact. You've got the Eternal Bond. It's all gas right now.
You have to stay on the
It's all gas. No brakes with it. Yaramin. Ooh, you could... Ah, that's unlucky. Walking into the symbiote lost him that kill on Storm. Executioner. I think that they really have high stakes here on this team fight. Like, if this Magneto ultimate goes well, yeah, Nemesis is taking that. Yeah, pushes him off. That's round. All right. 3 minutes, basically 3 minutes, to hold them a couple of steps off of the first point. I don't know, man. That's hard.
Either way, if you're Shroud X, what you need to do is hold this point for 2 minutes and 46 seconds. That's a tall task. Oh my gosh, do these teams put on a show for what could be the last match?
I could be a commentator, bro. I couldn't. I'm not that good at this. Who's the one down that doesn't have the point? Nemesis. So Nemesis has 3 minutes to get to the convergence point, and then like a couple steps up, and then basically they win. So Shroud X is the one that doesn't have any points. Shroud X has not won a game against Nemesis at all. Nemesis won the convoy match. My bad. Nemesis won the convergence match at I think that was Wakanda. Who hasn't won a game? Shroud. Yeah, Shroud X hasn't won a game. Nemesis won the domination match, and then they won the convoy match. This is the convergence match. Nemesis is on offense right now, about to potentially win set point. So this is literally set point for Nemesis if they get this last point. So Shroud X has to play 3 minutes of defense and hopefully save their chances. You have to destroy the turret, yeah. Oof, that's not looking good. Oh, nope, he survives. Okay. But they've been pushed off point. You guys have to force back on. You have to force back on. There's no choice. At least somebody. That's probably round. Any pick. Usually, once it becomes 6v5, it's cooked. Vehicle's already out. And then you just play for the stagger. Because you don't have to kill Vision. Yeah, and now it's another 6v5. That's round. You gotta, that's 4v5. My bad, that's 6v4. 6v3, 6v2. That's round. Damn, man. GG's, man. So, Shroud didn't get a game. Nope. 3-zip. Sweep. So the context on that, right, is that originally in the upper bracket, apparently it was like a close-ass match. It was like every match was super close. And they won 2-1, I think. I think it was best of, I think the upper bracket's best of 3. It looks like, let me look at the brackets again. $63,000 healing. Yeah, the upper brackets are best of 3s. My bad, both brackets are best of 3s. What am I talking about? First 2-3. My bad. Wait, no, this bracket is not printed correctly. That's the problem. Because I'm like, this is 3 games. They wouldn't need to get 3. Yeah, the upper brackets are best of 3. The lower brackets. No, I'm wrong. I am absolutely wrong. Both brackets are best of 3. Lower bracket finals is best of 5. So we're just watching the lower bracket weekend finals where we're playing best of 5. So the first time they played, it was 2-1. Nemesis. Now we're in the lower bracket. The lower bracket finals is best of 5, and they 3-0'd. So last time they played, it was close. 2-1, obviously, in a best of 3 is the closest you can get. But in a best of 5, you could get 3-2, whatever. But they 3-0'd them. So, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, most of these series, let me look at this. Most of these series were 2-0s. Envy, I think, was one of the few 2-0s or one of the few 2-1s. This was one of the few 2-1s in the upper bracket. Now that it's in the lower bracket, it's a 3-0, which is crazy. Sentinels went 2-0 the whole way. That's so surprising, actually. Yeah, I didn't know it was best of 3s, but I guess it's just one match every game mode on a specific map. 1 convoy, 1 convergence, 1 domination. Yep, 3-0. And then seeding is based on how many wins, their win-loss ratio. So right now, Sentinels is 3-0, right? Sentinels has only won 3 games and lost none. Right now, Shroud has won 3 games and lost 2, I guess, technically. But they're out of playoffs because they are not going to be in the grand finals. So the grand finals right now, I'm confusing the fuck out of myself while they're yapping. Grand finals is going to be 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest and Team Shroud, my bad, Nemesis versus Sentinels. Sentinels ran the upper bracket, so they're 3-0. Is there a loser bracket to make it back? This is the loser bracket to make it back. This is the loser bracket. So, technically, the upper bracket was like last weekend. It might have been throughout the week, actually. I don't know. But the upper bracket the upper bracket's done. This is the lower bracket to go play whoever won through the upper bracket. 103s won the upper bracket in Group A, and then the lower bracket winner was FlyQuest. Sentinels has already gone through the upper bracket in Group B. Nemesis just made it through the lower bracket of Group B. But the way it originally started was there's 8 teams. Of those 8, 4 teams win, and then 4 get sent to lower bracket. So Shroud X lost in upper bracket round 2, got sent to lower bracket. And Team Nemesis lost in upper bracket finals and then got sent to lower bracket, where Team Shroud caught up in lower bracket, and now Team Nemesis had just been sent down, so now they're replaying each other. But the first time they played, Nemesis went through 2-1. Now it's a best of 5, so Team Nemesis went through 3-0. So now Team Nemesis is going to the grand finals against Sentinels, who ran the entire upper bracket. So this is what I was explaining, but you can't see the whole thing because, yeah. So this is the 2-1 game, Nemesis against Shroud, and then this is today's game, Nemesis against Shroud again. So upper bracket up here, lower bracket after these teams lose. Start the lower bracket, these teams lose, then get thrown in here. This team loses, then gets thrown in here. And then grand finals is next weekend, I think. Let me actually double check when grand finals is. Yeah, so Nemesis is going to the playoffs now. So Nemesis, Sentinels, the top 4 teams of each group. So Nemesis, I would assume Shroud would be going also. So it'd be Nemesis, Shroud, Sentinels, and who else is in the top of the bracket? Sentinels, Shroud, Nemesis. Who would be in 4th place? Let me see this bracket again. Techie, I guess, would technically be. So FlyQuest, Envy, and 100 Thieves are going to go, but they also have standings. Yeah, Ego Death. Yeah, so the playoffs, I guess, makes sense. Power of friendship, that's gross. So I guess there's a lot of at this point the only thing riding left, or the only thing on the table for the rest of this playoff is number one. It's seeding for the last 2 teams, like who's going to be number 1 and who's going to be number 2 going into playoffs, and the stage 1 winnings for 1st place and 2nd place. And so, I mean, honestly, I think if Shroud X beats, my bad, if Nemesis beats Sentinels, I still don't think that puts them in higher standing. I don't know if the point standing for grand finals matters more than the group standing overall. Because right now, 100 Thieves and Sentinels are undefeated. If they lose in finals, they'll have 1 loss against another team that already has 1 loss. So I would assume that would push them into higher standing, but I don't know. Because, like, Group B standings, right? Like, Shroud X is already in a higher standing than Nemesis, but Nemesis just beat Shroud X, which would put them into 3-1, and then Sentinels or Shroud into 3-2, right? Which would then put Nemesis into 4-1 if they beat Sentinels, and Sentinels into 3-1. So I guess they would be ranked higher, but based on their point standings currently, and like how many rounds, I think it's round differential actually. It's not really just about how many. Yeah, it's round differential. Or game differential, I guess, technically. Because Team Nemesis now is up 3 games. So they go up 4 points in the standings. It's possible, actually. Oh, so the finals is tomorrow. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Best of 5. If losers win the grand finals, they reset and play another set of games? No, that's only fighting games. Only fighting games do that, which I'm so glad you know that. That's cool. But no, for most other esports, if losers play through their entire bracket and win, it's just a best of 5. If they win 3 games, they won 3 games, and the loser is just the winning team now. But in fighting games, it's like you got to win an entire set, hard reset, and then win another set. So, yeah, grand finals are just grand finals. Because I know with League of Legends, like when it's a best of 5, if the losing team runs the bracket and comes up to the top, you just win that best of 5 and you're done. But like some other, like I know Tekken, you have to pay your penance. Like if you run the losers bracket, Mortal Kombat, I believe, is the same. I think Street Fighter. I think it's really only a fighting games thing where like if you go through losers, you got to win, because I think it's not a best of 5 anymore. I think the reset only is what makes it a best of 5 at that point then, kind of, right? Because it's still a best of first to 3, but then it's a first to 3 reset and then another first to 3. So it's basically a best of 5. It's kind of weird. So, because now that I think about it, let me think. Best of 5 isn't the same thing as first to 3. It kind of is, actually. In fighting games is the only case it's not, now that I think about it. In fighting games, it's a first to 3. Yeah, so if I'm looking at this correctly, right? Nemesis, I mean, because this isn't an updated score sheet. Oh, it is now. Yep, so Nemesis is up. Yep, 4 points. So if Nemesis has to beat them by at least 2 games to go up and it not matter. Because it doesn't look like it's their win-loss ratios. Nemesis has to win by at least a 2-game differential for them to go up and be in first place, right? 100 Thieves is not lower than FlyQuest. That's just bad seeding on that because they're still up by 6 points. They're up by 5, which would put them in second. I don't know why that organized like that. It could just be because they've played 4 games and it's organizing like that. But whatever. Yeah, that being said, right, if they're up by a 6-point differential, they're up by 4, they have to win by, let's say, 3-1 to go into first place. If they win by 3-2, then it means that Sentinels is still going to be in first place by ranking. But actually, no, I would assume by game differential, 4-1 would then take them. Well, I don't know. I don't know how their seeding will supersede. Yeah, because the wiki doesn't tell me how their seeding is. Yeah, so look, the upper bracket playoffs is basically already set up for some of these teams. We're just looking at the bye week, because now we have to know if, Sentinel or Team Nemesis goes out first. Yeah, seeing Group A number 1, Group B number 2, all of this stuff. Well, actually, no, there is no bye week then. Yeah, Group A number 1 would just play Group B's number 4. Group B's number 2 play Group A's number 4? Is that number 4 or number 3? Group A is number 3. Group 1's number 3. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. And then, of course, the money winnings, which is $70,000. All right. I will probably not be watching grand finals, though. Just because I got other places to be, sadly. So I'm going to call it with that. I definitely want to make a habit of watching the esport, though. Just because I'm very curious as to how the Marvel Rivals esport develops over time, as well as just building a community of people who want to watch the finals. I learned so much of watching that game just to figure out exactly what is considered meta and what is just like random BS in the game right now. All of the things that I thought were meta high tier right now were completely blown out of my mind. I did not expect to see so much Human Torch today, and him being basically one of the only DPSs played the entire day. So I'm learning a lot anyways. But yeah, I'm going to call it with that. I'll probably be on tomorrow morning again. I don't know if there's going to be... I know there is more Ignite, but I don't think I'm going to watch other regions outside of the Americas. I think I'm only, interested in the Americas. But yeah, y'all be blessed, be safe, enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I'll probably just be playing normal ranked. I might be able to climb this season. I found some shit that might help me climb, so I might keep trying to climb. I've been getting higher, surprisingly, this season. So Onwards and uppers, man. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. And join the Discord. Link to the Discord's in the bio. Peace.